Hello, my name is Claudia Rey. In this video, we will examine activities you can conduct with your students during a nature walk. A nature walk is a walk in the forest, in a park, on a nature trail. Even a walk in the garden can provide your students with exciting opportunities to practice language skills while they learn about nature and make connections across the curriculum. Nature walks are multisensory experiences. We can look around, smell special scents, taste fruits, feel a wide variety of textures, and hear sounds we might not notice in other environments. Taking your students on a nature walk will encourage them to notice all these things and to make valuable connections in different curricular areas. Nature walks will help your students practice their language skills as they take notes, discuss ideas with their peers, research information, and create presentations to share and display at school. Before you take your students on a nature walk, you need to plan the activities carefully. You also need to make your expectations clear and work collaboratively with your students to come up with a list of guidelines that they will have to follow. It is important for students to understand how to show respect for the environment. Make sure your students understand they will have to stay on the trails or paths and that they will have to make every single effort to leave things exactly the way they are without altering the environment. They have to make sure they do not litter or leave things behind. Walking quietly is a must so that they do not affect birds or other animals that are part of the ecosystem. Encouraging your learners to be part of the process and explaining the reasons for guidelines and rules will help them feel they are part of the process and, as a result, they will be more likely to act responsibly. Before the walk, explain the activities your students will have to do during the walk. Prepare some worksheets or a set of written instructions for the activities. Include specific information on how you will follow up when you're back at school. During the walk, your students can pick up leaves that are on the ground. Please make sure they do not take anything that is not on the ground to protect the environment. Once your group is back in the classroom, have small teams share the leaves they brought and ask them to classify them. That is, to group them by using different classification criteria. They can group them by color, size, shape, or any other criterion they agree on. As they discuss their ideas on how to classify the leaves, they will need to use functional language structures to agree, disagree, and suggest different points of view. Another activity you can carry out will need a little more preparation. Before the walk, give your students cards with different 2D or 3D shapes. For example, square, circle, hexagon, octagon, triangular pyramid, rectangular prism, and ask your students to spot them during the walk. They can take photographs of objects that match those shapes or draw them to later collect them for a Shapes in Nature exhibition. For the exhibition, they can make posters that include some information about the objects and a short narration about how and where they found them. There are many opportunities for your learners to make cross-curricular connections during a nature walk. Orientation and map skills activities, writing poetry inspired by nature, doing breathing exercises or mindfulness, and art or crafts activities with the objects they find on the ground and that they can collect and use for a collage or a sculpture to display at school. My top tip is Develop activities that help your students make connections across the curriculum during a nature walk while they practice their language skills.